Okay, today we are taking this door condensing unit and we are installing a low ambient kit in it so that the customer can use it when it's cooler outside in the evenings and not freeze up the coil like they did the other day. So first thing I'm going to do is shut the unit off. I've taken the cover off. We are going to be installing an access T because we're doing this with a universal kit, but we're also doing a pressure transducer versus temperature. We also have a crankcase heater to add to this system. Okay, I've installed the access T and the transducer. Now we're going to check with leaks. Check for leaks. Make sure we don't have any leaks here. And the system is live. No leaks. Everything was installed with Nylog Blue. Time to start installing some of the rest. Okay, I've taken off the access panel here, and we have wired in the universal crankcase heater. Relay's put in place. We still have to wire it up. That will go here onto the contactor. Okay, I got the module mounted. Pulled apart my bundle of wires here so I can find my fan motor connections so I can start wiring everything in. I also had to put a jumper on the control input here per the manual for a regular air conditioning system. This is not a heat pump. Okay, we got the line side and the fan motor connected. This is feeding line 2. Come on, focus. Then this goes out to our fan. This one goes to our reds, which is the other side of our contactor since this is 208. Goes out to the fan, but also feeds line 1 and motor 1. You'll see that on the instructions. Next, we're going to wire in the pressure transducer up into here for the pressure transducer. I'll include the wire diagram for that one too. Okay, I went ahead and I wrapped the wires for the pressure transducers because I don't have loom on me. But then I took it and I secured it. I made sure where I was drilling that there is no part of the coil so I can't hit it, no leaks. Came all the way up inside again. Made sure that there was no piping behind it. And I wired my pressure transducer in according to the manufacturer's instructions. I'm going to clean up some of this wiring and then we'll get ready to test this. Okay, got all the wires cleaned up. Almost forgot to connect in the crankcase heater. That's now connected in. That goes on L2 and L3 according to the manufacturer's diagram. We're all set and ready to go. Okay, I've turned the system back on. My pressures. Fan is running. And for some reason it's still cutting out. Let me look into a few things and see if I can figure something out here. Okay, back at it again this morning. We determined that we had a restriction somewhere in here. So I cut the line here, removed the dryer, flushed it with nitrogen, got out whatever was in here. There was a little bit of oil. Put a new bigger dryer on, properly sized. I also put an access port here for our low ambient pressure transducer instead of doing a T off of here, which will leak. Right now we're in a vacuum and we still got a little ways to go. Okay, got the system all back together, pressure tested, evacuated. Now I am starting to recharge the system. It says it takes 5 pounds, 12 ounces, so that's what we'll charge it with. In the meantime, I need to program that, as it has a program for it. I don't know if I can show any of the settings. I'll try and get some of them. Okay, we are up and running completely. Temperature inside is very high. We're about 78 or 77 degrees because this has been off since yesterday. So our subcooling's a little high, but not too bad. We're now programmed. We have this controller set for 320 psi. No, sorry, 280 psi, which is about 90 degrees, to maintain full speed on the fan and good head pressure. When it's cooler outside, I'll include the screenshots after this of the app. Very simple to use, very handy. All the wires all neatly tied up. And we are up and running. Outside air condenser, upon arrival, system was not functioning correctly. We found a restriction in the coil while trying to put in the low ambient kit for this. So we had to come back this morning. Evacuate the system, flush it with nitrogen, make sure all the moisture and everything else was out. We put in a new dryer, which the dryer was partially plugged, causing part of our problem. We brazed in a new T so that we can do the pressure transducer for the low ambient. There's also a crankcase heater on the compressor inside. But right now, the unit is up and running. And the space is coming down.